Today we go over Jacob chapter 7, and this chapter has a story about a man named Sherem who comes among the people of Nephi, trying to lead them astray, telling them that there would be no Christ. And he finally has Jacob's attention, and they have a conversation. And Sherem tells Jacob that there's no Jesus Christ, and there's no way that people can know that there will be a Jesus Christ. And so Jacob testifies to him that yes, there will be a Christ, and Jesus does exist. And Sherem, in a nutshell, challenges Jacob by asking him for a sign and telling him, well, show me a sign by this Holy Ghost, and I'll believe. And Jacob says, who am I to tempt God? But not my will, but his will be done. And if he smites you, let that be your sign. And the Lord smites him. Sherem falls to the earth, and he's nourished for many days. And afterwards, he wakes up and says, I'm going to talk to you guys in the morning because I'm going to die. And so the following day, he confesses to everybody. He's like, oh, just kidding, guys. There's a Jesus Christ. I confess. And I'm afraid that my case will be awful. But yes, there is a Jesus Christ. And everything I said is a lie. So, and then he passes away. And that's the end of Sherem in a nutshell. Now in verse 22, I want to read something to you. Jacob is saying, now this thing was pleasing unto me, Jacob, for I had requested it of my Father who was in heaven, for he had heard my cry and answered my prayer. So Jacob, by virtue of his relationship with the Lord, his priesthood, one might even say by the testimony of Jesus, which he had obtained, which is similar to what Helaman, or rather what Nephi also obtained in the book of Helaman. Same thing with Melchizedek and Enoch. For those of you who are familiar with the Joseph Smith translation of Genesis chapter 14, I highly recommend you read that, where Enoch had obtained this priesthood, where he was able to move mountains, turn rivers from their courses, defy the nations or the armies of nations. But in Helaman, I believe it's in chapter 10, excuse me. Yeah, Helaman chapter 10, verse 4, where Nephi receives what we could call the testimony of Jesus, or in other words, Jesus testifying to Nephi of his standing before him. In verse 4, blessed art thou, Nephi, for those things which thou hast done, for I have beheld how thou hast with unwearyingness declared the word which I have given unto thee, unto this people, and thou hast not feared them, and hast not sought thine own life, but hast sought my will, and to keep my commandments. And now, because thou hast done this with such unwearyingness, behold, I will bless thee forever, and I will make thee mighty in word and in deed, in faith and in works, yea, even that all things shall be done unto thee according to thy word. For thou shalt not ask that which is contrary to my will. Behold, thou art Nephi, and I am God. Behold, I declare it unto thee in the presence of mine angels, that ye shall have power over this people, and shall smite the earth with famine and with pestilence and destruction, according to the wickedness of this people. Behold, I give unto you power, that whatsoever ye shall seal on earth shall be sealed in heaven, and whatsoever ye shall loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. And thus shall ye have power among this people. And thus, if ye shall say unto this temple, it shall be rent in twain, it shall be done. And if ye shall say unto this mountain, be thou cast down and become smooth, it shall be done. And behold, if ye shall say that God shall smite this people, it shall come to pass. And so Jacob had asked the Lord to smite Sherem. And it happened. This is the kind of relationship that Lehi had with the Lord. Same thing with Nephi and with Jacob. And so this chapter then concludes with Jacob again bidding the reader farewell and passing the plates on to Enos. And tomorrow we'll go over Enos's relationship with the Lord and an answer to his prayer.